Did you know that becoming you comes at a cost to your former self?
She wakes up tired.
Hello ladies, and welcome to Rock Your Decade. My name is Loretta, and on this channel I hope to be a source of encouragement and inspiration to ladies from their 50s, 70s and beyond on how to navigate life as it is now, because trust and believe it is different to when our parents were living the life that we were living, that we are living now. Becoming you, becoming me, does come at a cost to our former selves, but it is so liberating. Why? Because it's authentic. We are on that journey of becoming who we want to be, who we desire to be, and trust and believe that person already resides within us. We hear there's a lot of social media about becoming her and doing the thing, but becoming her already resides within you, really. That's what I believe. And it's a transformation in allowing the her to become. And so when you finally say, I'm ready, it's so liberating. You're no longer dancing to the tune of everyone else. You're no longer holding yourself back. You're no longer diminishing your light. You're no longer saying, oh, maybe they don't want me doing that, maybe they do, or maybe I'm too old for this, or maybe I'm too this for that. No. In the process of becoming her, you are allowing yourself to develop. You're allowing yourself to transform. Just like the butterfly, a metamorphosis. The caterpillar already had the butterfly within her, but it was a process of allowing her out. And some things had to die. When the caterpillar wants to become, in the last stages of the caterpillar, wanted to become the butterfly, it wraps itself up and then begins to eat itself from the inside out. And when all of that has died, and then what comes out? This gorgeous butterfly. So yes, there is a cost, but it's so worth it. And I'm looking down right now. I'm looking into my phone where I've written my notes. So don't think I haven't, I've forgotten you, because I haven't. No matter how you look at it, there's only one you. You can have thousands of lookalikes. And people say, oh, you look like somebody I went to school with. You look like somebody I was with years ago. Or the story goes on. You look like somebody who my mum used to know, the daughter of the... We have many lookalikes, but there's only one original you. And therefore, not allowing yourself to transform fully into who you are. As I said again, the caterpillar was always part of the butterfly. Long before he transformed, or she transformed into a butterfly, the butterfly was already residing. She knew already that she had to eat and eat and eat. The story of the hungry caterpillar that we used to read to our children back in the day. And the caterpillar had to eat and continue to eat so that she could then have the time to transform into the butterfly. So yes, but isn't it hard work? It is what we would say in the UK, flipping hard, because it's a process and it's not easy. When the caterpillar had to continue eating, he had to eat and eat even when he didn't want to eat, because that was part of the transformation. What is part of your transformation? You're no longer living a lie or in the shadows of someone else. It's now time to live your truth. And you might have to do some digging to find out what your truth is now, because if you've been living, for example, the life of a partner who has since left, or children who have since left, or of a parent who has since left, then you need to find yourself again. You need to become the authentic you once again. And so doing things that were not for you has held you back. Imagine they used to say once you hit 50, 60, you should never have long hair again. That's not true. You can have long hair at 60, 70, 80. It all depends on how you want to wear it, the best way. I say, what's the best way for you to wear long hair? What's the best way for you to wear short hair? How does it fit your features? How does it make you feel? No one has the right to say, once you're over 50, 60, you shouldn't have long hair anymore. No one. You have the right to say it. But you have to know how you want to wear it, how you want to cut it, how you want to shape it. That's the most important thing. So areas where it's bound to make the most difference and change how you show up, as in becoming her. And the biggest area is when you start to put yourself first. And I found that for me, especially. When I started to put myself first, I looked after my grandparents when I was young. I was like a carer. I then started to look after my own family, as in terms of my brothers, my own parents as well, when they were younger than me. I then went into adulthood and I started looking after relatives. And then I had my own family and I started looking after my children, and I didn't even think of myself. So it wasn't that I was begrudging of it. The fact was, I didn't even think of myself. I think I was on that generation is that I'm needed, here I am. But I'm now in my 60s and I've realized that my children are older now. They've moved out, they've moved on. And I need to find out what's important to me right now. Some of those things I've wanted to do before and let go of. And some things I want as in a new challenge. And so putting myself first hasn't been easy, because I'm the kind of person that I look to helping others. And so suddenly saying no so that I can say yes to the things I want to do hasn't always been easy. Another way in which it would look different to how I become her is in the way I show up. How am I showing up in terms of my dress code, my personal style? And there's none that is wrong here. We've gone through COVID, and so that has changed us. I no longer go into work, and so even wearing this, I've wore it for the camera. Well, I had it at home, I love it, and I decided to wear it today. But some other ladies might not like this sort of dress. They want casual, and I wear casual as well. I love sportswear. That is my number one thing. I love sportswear, casual sportswear. This for me is like a dress up, but I love it too. And how do I want to show myself now that I'm not working in an office with other people? I'm not commuting to work. Also, our hair and our makeup, and especially our skincare. If you're in your 50s and 60s now, you should be at least perimenopause. There can be some differences and exceptions to the rule, but usually your 50s, 60s, starting at least perimenopause. I'm in my postmenopause. I started perimenopause I started at 40, and so I'm 61 now. So I've been doing it for over 20 years, but my skin has changed due to hormonal issues. And I'm not, the products I was using before don't work anymore. I need more hydration. My skin is dry. I know some people of 60, their skin is still oily, but mine's dry. I had combination skin when I was much younger, and now it's more dry. And so I need those creams and face washes and all the rest of it that will give me more hydration. And so yes, that's another different way in which I'm becoming her. There are certain clothes that I don't wear anymore. There are certain colors I don't wear anymore. There are certain styles that I don't like anymore. For example, I don't like skinnies anymore, as in skinny leggings. I'll wear a skinny legging under a trouser or under a skirt or something like that, but I don't want to wear drain pipes, we used to call them back in the day, or skinny jeans. No, I don't want to wear that. It might be becoming her. I'm not against it. It looks nice with boots, but I'd rather wear straight legs with boots than wear skinny jeans. Also, it shows up in investing in yourself, as in doing the things, learning, becoming who you want to be. What is it that you want to do? I'm in the business, or I say business, but I use that loosely. I love to encourage women. And so I'll always do that. And so I want to find ways and hobbies and things I can do to not only be of interest to myself, but also be of interest to other people as well. As I said before, I want to learn how to crochet. And I'm sure when I learn, I can teach someone else. I can teach someone younger, I can teach someone my age, and I can definitely teach someone older. So that's another skill that I want to learn, to become her, become me, become who I am meant to be. But apart from that, we might look in, and this is the third point, that not everyone and not everything can go with us into our next era. There are some things that we have got to drop, and it's a cost. And sometimes that will come at a cost of friendships. Some friends are no longer, maybe you've friendship is another thing that maybe we need to speak about at some point, not in today's session, but I do find that some friendships have gone by the wayside. Some friends have unfortunately died. I've had cancer take away a few, but I'm grateful for the ones that are still alive and flourishing. But it's hard. Relationships have broken down, family has moved, children have moved out. So these things can cause us to think, what am I doing? Who am I? Am I still me? Yes, you are. But it just means that life has changed and you need to pivot. So where you were once maybe living in a household of maybe 4 people, and now you're by yourself or with your youngest child, you have to changing the way maybe you even cook food, changing the way you show up. You're no longer having to do this and that. Maybe you're no longer looking after elderly parents. Change comes, but not everything can follow you into your next session, and so we'll have to drop certain things. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm getting information from lots of things that I have written down. Even our living space, we might have to declutter. You might find that large townhouse no longer suits you, no longer fits your person. I live in a detached house at the moment, and I'm longing for that time that I'm going to live in a flat. I don't know why. A flat with a garden. That's what I'm thinking of for the future. I don't know when that will be, but I know that we'll definitely downsize at some point. You might want to move out of town or nearer into town because of family. We talked about clothes before. You might want to declutter your clothes or change your clothes, or even wear more of your clothes. Maybe you have clothes in your wardrobe that you haven't worn but you want to wear, and at the same time you might have those that you haven't worn but you feel that they no longer represent you, and so you can give them to charity, you can sell them, you can dump them, whatever. You can do the things for those things that no longer serve your purpose as you are becoming her. And you could be retiring or taking up a new job even. And so these are things that we need to look into as we are becoming, as we are transforming into that person that we hope to be as we grow older. The things that we want to do now, the things that we've decided that no longer fit us. That job no longer suits me, it's too much of an effort, or I don't enjoy it anymore. Or I want to have time to travel. I want to have time to see family. I want to have time to take interest in the things that I want to do. And so becoming her, becoming your next version, means that you're going to take on other things, but you're definitely going to have to drop a few other things as well. What do you think about that? Has that happened to you? I've certainly seen that in my life. Along the lines, I've dropped friends, not just dropping as in harshly dropping, but we've moved apart. And that's not because of anger, but because of life. And there might be a time that we come back together again, and that's okay. And the door remains open. unless it's something that is so terrible you need to close that door anyway. And there are times when that is necessary, and to draw boundaries. But there are times when life just be lifing, as they say. And so you've moved apart, and that's okay. But what do you do when that happens? How do you find yourself? How do you move on with yourself to become her? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, don't forget to stay safe, and more importantly, to rock your decade. I'll see you on the next one.